Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Today, I want to explore a topic that is often misunderstood both inside and outside Japan, a topic that carries emotion, history, politics, and everyday human experience. Japan's feminism, what it has achieved, where it struggles, and why the gender gap remains so deep, even after decades of reform. Japan has gone through enormous social change over the last 70 years. But when people abroad talk about gender equality in Japan, the narrative often becomes overly simplified. Japan is so far behind. The truth, however, is far more nuanced. Japan has made significant progress in law, education, and social awareness. Yet at the same time, deeply embedded cultural structures continue to slow meaningful change. So today, I want to guide you through the full picture. What has actually changed, what hasn't, and where Japan might be heading. Let's begin. Japan's feminist movement achieved several major legal victories, especially from the late 20th century onward. One of the most important was Japan's adoption of CEDAW, the UN convention that pushed the country to modernize its gender policies. Then came the Equal Employment Opportunity Act in 1985, which marked the beginning of legal protections against workplace discrimination. Over the years, sexual harassment and power harassment cases accumulated, creating precedents that employers could no longer ignore. Other laws followed, including the Basic Act for a Gender-Equal Society and improvements to childcare leave. Even the way government collects data changed. Public statistics began classifying information by gender, making inequality visible in a way it hadn't been before. Education also transformed. Women now attend university at high rates, and girls participate equally in school. As a result, Japan's female labor force participation rate has risen sharply. In fact, it is now higher than in the United States. This represents a major cultural shift from the old M curve, where women worked before marriage, left the workforce, then returned later in life. Workplace norms began shifting too. A symbolic but important example: more and more workplaces now allow women to wear pants and sneakers. This may seem small, but in a country with strong image-based expectations for women, it represented a breakthrough. The #KuToo movement, protesting mandatory high heels, sparked national conversations that would have been unthinkable in earlier generations. Women today speak out more openly, and society is beginning to listen. This is genuine progress. But the other side of the story is equally real. If Japan has made so many reforms, why does it still rank so low on global gender equality indexes, especially in politics and economics? The answer lies in structural issues. Women remain severely underrepresented in government, corporate boards, and leadership positions. Many women who do reach senior roles report that promotions don't make their lives easier. They make them heavier. Even when women work full-time, they still carry most household and childcare responsibilities. Japan's work culture assumes that someone, historically a wife, will manage the home. When the wife also has a career, the system doesn't adjust. She simply ends up doing two jobs. This discourages many women from pursuing leadership roles, which in turn keeps leadership overwhelmingly male. It becomes a cycle. Fewer women in power means slower cultural change, and slower change means persistent inequality. Another challenge is the invisible expectations shaping daily life. These unwritten beliefs include ideas like men should prioritize work, women should prioritize home, a good mother sacrifices everything, a successful man doesn't rest. These norms aren't codified, yet they are deeply internalized. Even when laws support equality, cultural expectations keep people locked into old roles. Take childcare leave for men. Japan actually offers one of the most generous systems in the world, but most men still don't take it. Not because they don't want to, many do, but because the workplace sends subtle messages. Real men don't take time off. Your career will suffer. We need you here. The result is predictable. Women shoulder childcare, men shoulder overwork, and equality remains largely theoretical. This is the tension Japan faces today. Legal reforms have advanced, awareness has grown, and younger generations are more vocal. Yet structural and cultural realities haven't fully caught up. Japan is a consensus-driven society. Change tends to happen quietly, gradually, and often only after broad social acceptance forms. Rapid shifts are rare because harmony is valued over confrontation. But change is still happening. More couples share housework. More fathers are involved in childcare. More workplaces embrace flexible schedules and remote work. More young people challenge traditional gender roles. Japan doesn't revolutionize loudly, it evolves quietly. So, what does Japan need to achieve real gender equality? Many experts point to several key areas: more women in political and corporate leadership, a narrower wage gap, a fundamental reform of long working hours, normalization of paternity leave, support for diverse lifestyles, marriage or not, kids or not, career-focused or family-focused, and most importantly, a shift in cultural expectations. Japan's feminism succeeded in establishing rights. The next step is making those rights a lived reality. True equality in Japan means freeing both women and men from outdated expectations, not just empowering women, but allowing men to rest, participate at home, and redefine masculinity beyond nonstop work. A more equal Japan is a Japan where individuals, not tradition, choose their path, where women can lead without sacrifice, where men can care without stigma, where families can shape their own structure, where society values stability, dignity, and shared happiness. That is the direction many people hope Japan will move toward. Thank you for watching and listening. If this topic made you think, or if you want to explore more about Japan's social changes, feel free to subscribe and share your thoughts. Wherever you are, I hope your society supports your right to choose your own life, not the one tradition assigns to you. Take care and see you in the next video.